let's talk about the beta.
Yes.
Because there's one, I don't know if it's in here, but at least it's in my head. It's a really good move. First thing, release candidate.
Yep.
Release candidate, but do not worry. It is not literally, this is probably not going to be the build that they actually release, I'd imagine.
I would very hope not.
Here's a good example, right? Like for, Pale Beyond, like we'll deliver Goldmaster and, I mean, we'll still make fixes to the game and upload them to Steam so that you get the best version. We're not just going to deliver Goldmaster, don't touch it.
Yeah,
so this is release candidate, not release version. They will almost certainly be doing fixes, tweaks, etc. On this right up until launch. Hotfixes, all that shit. So, yeah. Right at this stage, basically, it is fixing bugs, tuning shit, last bits of polish, nothing else particularly major. But one interesting thing that we have learned, though, is, there's actually a second CG trailer.
Which is unprecedented.
Yeah, there we go. This has never happened before. At least then it's not been the cinematics pane. But yeah, it's called Dragonflight to the Skies. We can see a bunch of dragons who are, in fact, in the skies. Who knows what it will be, but probably something... I haven't seen it or anything. I guess, in between the lines, I'd expect this to be the true, oh shit, we have to play this. In the same way that, if you look at Warlords of Draenor, Legion, and BFA, those were cinematics that had this very strong, oh shit, I gotta play the game now vibe.
The call to action of part.
So I imagine this will be a big, super expensive call to action trailer. Not trailer, cinematic. And hey, it's nice to see more of these cinematics. We obviously didn't get as many of them in Shadowlands as we did in Battle for Azeroth. That could potentially mean that now there could be more of a chance of us getting them. Or, it could be that they've been working on other things. Who really knows? But goddamn, the Blizzard Cinematics department they're pretty insane, aren't they? Man, their stuff looks pretty damn great. It's like having a whole internal VFX company. It's crazy.
I mean, that's basically literally
that is what it is, yeah.
It's not like it is.
The question then, will this be released on the 15th or the 28th?
Yeah, I would assume 15th because
that makes sense for the hype cycle, I guess.
Yeah, it makes sense. Hype cycle. It's oh hey, the pre-patches got you can play the Evoker now today, whereas otherwise you don't want the pre-patch to be a wet fart of just hey, what's happening? Nothing. Oh, we don't know. No marketing beats.
Because hey, go grind some mobs in the Badlands.
Yeah. So I'm assuming they have marketing beats set up for the 15th, 20th. And I assume the 15th will be, hey, everyone, get super excited to get... Because you don't, unless you're Apex Legends, you don't go, it's time to play the game now. You go, hey, get ready. You've got 2 weeks. Get your Evoker now and get it ready and sitting for Dragonflight launch because they want everyone to be sitting there waiting for the boat.
Yeah.
They want everyone to be sitting there not waiting for the boat because you have to go talk to our characters first. But you want everyone sitting around their capital city going, ooh, ooh, ooh. Because I remember that happening in Dalaran in Legion.
Yeah, and it's so cool the way the expansion just starts.
Yeah, you
don't have to log out again or log in. There's no world restart. It just happens. Yeah, it's so cool.
The quest pops up. It's just off we go. Everyone's logging in, talking. So they want everyone in. So I imagine this will be the 15th. It'll be framed as either the beginning of the pre-patch content or the end of it. Because obviously elemental assaults. So we'll go, we've been assaulted by these people. Let's go fuck them up. There you go.
Yeah. Cool. Also, the expansion is saved because up until now it would have been totally fucked. Because as we all know about correlation and causation, Wrath of the Lich King, good expansion. Wrath of the Lich King, have login dragon. Dragonflight, dragon expansion, no login dragon, bad expansion. But no, because now Alex Stresa has been added to the login screen, meaning that we do indeed have a login dragon in both active versions of World of Warcraft.
Saved. Wow.
Double
dragon. Oh my god.
There you go. Double dragon.
Why does that tickle me so much?
Main theme's also there. People basically cream themselves at 550 pretty reliably.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
get the laundry ready.
To be fair, I'm just full, just fucking Soy Jackson and Grizzly Hills, but yeah.
That's the way that it works.
Yeah, it really is.
A lot of the other music has been added too. I think it's like, was it 7 hours or something? There's a lot. So.
I don't think any of it is actually hooked up in game on beta. So you can't hear it. It's just all in
That's right. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
They'll hotfix the music in on
fine.
Raid Week.
Yeah, Steven just put it all on YouTube with a couple of scripts and a dual setup where he had one monitor showing both Mac and PC because Steven's fucking great.
Scoring in Mythic Plus. So basically, as you guys already know, the scaling is plus 12% health and damage from above and plus 10 and up now instead of plus 10%. But in order to compensate for this, they actually will give 2 additional points of rating. So the TLDR here is if you did the dungeon exactly on time in both Fortified and Tyrannical for... Is it for a plus 15 that this is for? Anyway, you get a rating of 250. You would now get 270 for the same thing in Dragonflight. And overall, Blizzard basically says that this essentially means, yes, these keys are harder, but to get the actual rating is pretty much about the same level of challenge, and they expect similar clear rates for KSM and all that shit. So that's basically that. The other thing then is public crafting orders. To just get the basics here. It requires the customers to provide all of the basic reagents, and the optionals can be provided by either party. Recrafting orders are actually disabled for public orders. They're now only for personal and guild orders. Blizzard hopes to add this in a later patch, but they've done this to protect customers from having their orders mistakenly lowered in quality. So I guess the social side of things, them just wanting to protect people from that. And then items with different item levels for each quality will now have a plus by the item level in the customer's recipe list, and customers can favorite recipes.
Sweet.
So basically, a whole bunch of changes they've made to, or just tweaks to ensure that this is a bit more okay and no bullshit happens when it comes out. Also, we've got the raid titles and achievements. So you've got Storm Eater and Famed Slayer of Razageth. I guess the final bit of news then is Blizzard have sent out a big survey about the talent tree. So usually when they're trying to work out how players are actually engaging with something, they don't want to just listen to the internet. Like, they want to actually get a slice of their subscribers, because there's a lot of silent people who like don't engage in this whole sphere we're in, but do have an email address. So yes, there was a talent thing, long, around 45 minutes. Asking for detailed opinions. Now, Wowhead, thankfully, have sort of broken it down. So, there's general feedback about flexibility, variety, and usability between the original talent tree versus a talent tree with rows, which is like the more mop one, versus the modern talent tree. Then, interface questions about just how easy it is to actually understand the interface. Like, how do you get into war mode? How do the gates work? Do they look obvious? Asked about only having 10 loadouts per character shared amongst specs. Asked if it was obvious, that a square was a active ability, a circle was a passive, and a hexagon was a choice. Usability for, battlegrounds, arenas, dungeons, all of that stuff. Opinions on not being able to change talent builds in M+. Asked what classes and specs, they use the modern talent tree for, and which specs they wanted to comment on, followed by 15 pages of survey content for each spec with a 5-point Likert scale for each sub-question in most cases. Basically, deep. They're going deep. And then just some, asking for more general feedback. So maybe this is, in your inbox. But, yeah, it's not a light survey. It's a hardcore survey.
Sure is.
So there we go. Kind of interesting. I suppose one thing we should keep in mind is Blizzard said that they are quite willing to reevaluate and re-examine design elements of classes throughout this expansion. Previously, they just kind of locked them down and they'd maybe do tuning, often late. But this time around, they've said that actual design changes and tweaks, they're totally, down to do.
Yeah, instead of, oh, sorry, your spec's broken, I'll be fixing 2 expansions. Very good. Yeah.
Boomkin?
Yeah.
Remember that Boomkin Shadowlands alpha feedback we had that has been actioned on now?
But it's okay, because they reduced it from 3 to 2.
There you go, thumb up.
Yeah, never mind that kind of broke up things. And then it still didn't fix the core problem.